a great assignment for me out here. Craft beers are gaining in popularity right across Canada. It is summertime. People like to drink beer in this country, of course, in the summer. And more people are turning towards microbreweries. Joining me here to talk a little bit more is Roger Mittag. He is the so-called professor of beer. So in layman's terms, explain to folks what is the difference between, let's say, a mainstream beer and a craft beer like the ones you've assembled here?
For me, it's all about the intent and the mindset of the brewer. I look at the brewer as being more of a chef than a technician. So it's really about their creativity and what they're actually bringing to the consumer themselves. I mean, ultimately, they have to make a beer that the consumer is really going to enjoy.
So it's very specialized, kind of a loving way of producing beer, and they use microbreweries, so small breweries.
Yes, sometimes it's not necessarily about the size of the brewery. It's more about how they're going to take that art or that craft and construct a beer that people are really going to enjoy and that they can match up with different foods. And for me, the true sign of a great craft brewer is somebody that's using science to create the quality and consistency to go along with that artisan type of examples that they can produce in a beer.
All right, let's take a look at some of the examples you brought here.
I brought some that are global and some that are Canadian as well. Innocent Gun has really sort of led the way in barrel aging. So they've actually come out with a lot of barrel-aged beers over the last 4 or 5 years that have caused a lot of Canadian brewers to start doing the same thing.
Innocent Gun is a Canadian beer?
No, it's a Scottish beer, but Canada is the biggest market for Innocent Gun across the world. And what they do every year is they bring out some new brands, and this is where that creativity comes in. This year what they did is they decided to go with cherry wood aging as opposed to oak, and everybody has traditionally done oak aging. This beer's got a little bit more body, so that as we're getting into the summertime, you may want to have this with pork or some more fuller bodied foods that are available. But you'll notice on here that there's a wonderful reddish color to it, and a lot of that is coming from the wood itself, so it's actually drawing some of the flavors out of the barrel. But if you smell that, Todd, you're going to get lots of dark fruits, a little bit of vanilla and caramel and toffee. It's going to bring out some of the caramelization that you're going to do when you grill meat on the barbecue. So great match. You're
talking about the science behind this as well, about these sort of craft beers.
Yeah, absolutely. What they have to do, and Fergal is the craftsman behind this. Oh, it's unbelievable. Wow. I had it for the first time the other day, and these are limited releases. But you have to understand that when you're going to age for 49 days in a barrel, what that barrel is going to do to the beer and how it's going to mature over time. So these are not simple beers to make. They take a long period of time in order to mature. And
that's the point, right?
Yeah,
about these craft beers is that they're highly specialized. Okay, talk to me about the Muskoka one that you've got here.
These guys are doing a great job. They've totally rebranded. This is Muskoka Summer Vice.
So Canadian.
Yep, absolutely. And done some really nice repackaging on it. But this beer that they've produced is a nice German Hefeweizen beer. Very thirst-quenching, easy to drink. It's got beautiful notes of clove and banana. What I'm doing now is I'm just agitating the beer a little bit to bring some of the sediment off the bottom of the bottle.
So normally you wouldn't do that with a beer.
No, normally.
Just sort of, you're agitating it. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, wheat beers need to be agitated a little bit because we want them to be cloudy,
right? So
that they bring out some of the flavor that the yeast is bringing into the beer. And this glass is meant to sort of enhance those flavors.
And you get clove and banana.
Yeah, they're yeast fermentation aromas, and they create a really nice thirst-quenching kind of characteristic to it. And you can see how rich the golden color is on that particular one.
You can smell the banana immediately.
Yeah, and Muskoka's done a great job in this. Gary McMullen was the brewmaster, and he's been doing this beer for quite a long time. Fantastic job.
German orientation to that.
German orientation. Won an Ontario Brewing Award gold medal this year.
Okay, let's move over to here. Melville's.
This is Melville, again, from Great Britain. Fruit beers that are sort of coming into vogue right now. A lot of people are starting to add fruit into their beer, mainly because it's drawing new consumers into the beer market. Don't taste, look, or even feel like beers. They can be matched up with a myriad of different kinds of foods. This is a great one that's been made with raspberry. And the cool thing about this, as I'm pouring it, is you would think that this would only be a dessert beer, but it goes great with a variety of different kinds of foods. You'll notice that I'm getting some nice foam on it. The color is fantastic. Even the foam is pink.
Wow.
Want a tall glass, narrow opening to enhance those fruit flavors. great with a summer salad with fruit and feta in it as well. It's really, really refreshing. Very, very easy to drink.
We got about 30 seconds. I want to get to this last one over here, Phillips.
Probably the most popular type of style of craft beer these days are IPAs, or India Pale Ales. Very highly hopped, so lots of aromatics. The aromatics are all pink grapefruit, and it's quite a bit more bitter than traditional beers. Phillips is by far, in a way, one of the leading producers of craft beer out in British Columbia.
Great glass, too.
Yeah, this one is to enhance more of the body and the aromas. Great with spicy food. So if you're going to do something spicy on the barbecue, it actually works in really, really well with that.
Roger, thanks so much for your time.
Very welcome, Todd. My pleasure.